Hello again, everyone. Edwin Leonard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Mercury in conjunct Neptune in a natal chart. Now, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects in the natal chart. They were a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Mercury in conjunct Neptune in a natal chart, there may be an adjustment, which is be in conjunct, maybe needed between communication, which is Mercury, and relaxation, sleeping, rest, which is Neptune. One or the other may be overemphasized. There may be, so much communication and, thinking even to the point where, you might even may deprive yourself of sleep from time to time, or there may be just simply too much sleep and relaxation to the point where, you're sacrificing, communications. It could be to the expense of communications, whether it be verbal communications or writings or whatever it may be. So, the key, is to find the balance and equilibrium between the two. You may be dominated by one or the other. So it's important just to find the balance and harmony with communications and relaxation and sleeping. Now, if Mercury is in Sagittarius, as an example, communications, may be connected with publishing, advertising, printing press operations, sports, the outdoors, foreign travel. It could be just simply be about expanding horizons. If Mercury is in Taurus, as another example, communications may be tied into monetary matters, one's values, self-worth, self-esteem, how one feels about oneself. It could be communications may be tied in with a Taurus-related subject, whether it be geology, stockbroker, talking about stocks, working as a pawnbroker, things that are connected with being a pawnbroker. It could be geology, carpet laying, could be some other examples, architecture, farming, gardening as some examples. Now, another thing too is that another way this aspect may manifest in a natal chart could be where one may vacillate between too much or too little short journeys, which is Mercury, to Neptune, related venues, whether it could be something with dancing, the movies, photography, or even the metaphysical, which includes astrology. And the thing is, going to Mercury in Aries as an example, those short journeys may often be very quick, spontaneous, impulsive. If Mercury's in Gemini, it may be flavored, with more variety, and they may be very quick and rapid as well. Now, another thing too about Mercury in conjunct Neptune in a natal chart and how it may be expressed, it could be that the imagination, which is Neptune, in terms of the thinking, which is Mercury, may be very strongly emphasized and accentuated one moment. Then, at other times, not at all. You may just be completely, stagnant in that department, and now you really want to use, one's, imagination. Say if Neptune is in Aquarius, as an example, with that, imagination may be tied in, with computers, electronics, astrology. It may even be, even something innovative as some examples. Computers could be some kind of computer, graphics, design. The thing is, if Neptune is in Sagittarius, as another example, imagination may be tied in with sports or the outdoors or camping. It could be, something with publishing or advertising as some other examples. And the key is, again, like inconjuncts, often about, distortion, vacillation of energy, and it's important to find the balance and equilibrium between the energies. Now, another thing too is that you may have, it could be, one moment you may have, have an exorbitant amount of inspiration, which is Neptune, in communications, writing, manual dexterity, which is Mercury. Then other times you may simply be apathetic about those things and very indifferent, not even really wanting to do anything in connection, with those matters. Now, say if Mercury is in Aquarius, writings may be tied in, with science fiction or astrology, astronomy, innovation, electronics. It could be meteorology, aviation. If Mercury, was in Capricorn, as another example, writings may be, associated with, just simply career ambitions, business, matters with stature in life, social status, or it could be something, connected with a Capricorn-related field, whether it could be architecture, construction, accounting, dentistry, business, information technology. It could be, doing something with masonry or even general mundane work as some examples. And the thing too is, another way, Mercury in conjunct Neptune can manifest in the natal chart is that, it may be where you may frequently either, really frequently analyze, which is Mercury, Neptune related matters or topics, but other times you just may be, more oblivious to this and not even have really a care in the world, be very exceptionally indifferent regarding those matters. Neptune related matters and topics, of course, can cover a wide divergence of things, whether it be poetry, dancing, photography, fishing, boating, the metaphysical, which of course can include astrology. It could be paranormal, spirituality, special effects in movies, or just movies and film in general, as some examples. If Mercury is in Virgo, as an example, this could be done with even more analysis and attention, to detail, scrutinizing, it more, looking more for errors, editing what, maybe people. If you're talking to people, if you're trying to analyze, Neptune related matters, say with another person. But another thing too, about this aspect in the natal chart is that, at times, you may either have, very good understanding, which is Mercury, of hidden adversaries, which is Neptune. And then other times you may be really oblivious to this, and maybe you have difficulty, being able, really strong difficulty in detecting hidden enemies, no conception of who they are whatsoever. Neptune, say, is in the 7th house as an example, Neptune, hidden adversaries, maybe people that you're in, could be a significant other, a marriage partner, someone you're in a business partnership with. It could be somebody that you're involved in competition with. If Neptune is in Sagittarius in the 7th house as an example, maybe somebody that you're involved with a sports competition with. And I think the key is, when you're talking about, finding the balance and equilibrium with the energy in this, is that it's important to remember, not to be, overly, suspicious or overthink something that somebody's really hidden adversary. But it's also important to remember to just, pay attention to, to things where there may be some clues as to whether, somebody is truly, your friend or they're an adversary. I got Neptune in the 7th in my natal chart, and I could say there may have been times in my life that I've had difficulty deciphering the motives and intentions of others. So the thing too is, it's also another way this aspect may be expressed in the natal chart is that you may either express too much or too little forgiveness, compassion, altruism, and sacrifice, which is Neptune, to siblings, cousins, and neighbors, which is Mercury. If Mercury is in the zodiac sign Cancer, as an example, those siblings, cousins, and neighbors, one or more may actually have a Cancer sun, moon, or ascendant, or embody those characteristics. It could be people that are, moody, temperamental, dedicated, devoted, tenacious, protective, introverted, could be, those, that are, very, dominated by, their home life, to say the absolute least. They may be very safety and security conscious, as some examples. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying, stay well.